Daniel Bell-Drummond scored a quite brilliant 100 at quicker than a runner ball, while Mitch Claydon smashed a rare 50, but the Australians began their tour of England with a comprehensive 255-run victory over Kent in Canterbury. Michael Clarke declared overnight, with his side making 322 for 4 in their second innings to offer the home team an extremely unlikely target of 550 in 90 overs, but the way Bell-Drummond started the chase, there may have been some who believed that this could be reached. The Aussie openers would not have taken too kindly to being hit all around the park, as 55 runs came off the final morning's first 10 overs. So, England openers, this is how you play Mitchell Johnson and Ryan Harris. It was the introduction of Peter Siddle which halted Kent's progress, as Joe Denley lost his middle stump after making 22. Rob Key impressed in the first innings when scoring 87, but here he was gone for 14 as he found Johnson in the deep off Fawad Ahmed, a man who didn't have too much to smile about throughout this final day. Bell-Drummond now got to a 50 off 56 balls with 9 fours, while at the other end, Sam Northeast pulled Mitchell Marsh for this 6. The bowler exacting his revenge immediately, as Northeast edged behind after making 11 off 7 balls. Kent, for the most part anyway, certainly entertained with the bat, Bell-Drummond really going after Ahmed after the lunch break. That shot carried the distance, while 2 of the next 4 deliveries were also hit to the boundary rope by the 21-year-old, who was producing one of the best innings of his career. It was one which certainly made the tourists take notice of him. It was a knot that the youngster can certainly be very proud of. Bell-Drummond took 18 off that over, while the spinner's next one cost 17 runs, as the batsman rushed to an outstanding 100. His second maximum was followed by a third next ball which had Bell-Drummond at his ton of only 92 deliveries, his second 50 occupying just 36. It was fantastic to see warm applause, not only from the good crowd but also the Australians, who may have been wondering when they might come up against this wonder kid again. Alas, Bell-Drummond was out after making 127 off only 112 balls. Harris delighted no doubt to see the end of a fabulous innings. Bell-Drummond left with a total on 193 for 4, and his wicket led to a collapse of sorts. Sam Billings had made only 3 when he slashed a shot off Harris into the hands of Sean Marsh at backward point. Steve Smith then won one of the cheapest wickets of his career, an awful delivery being hit to Siddle in the deep by Adam Ball, who was out for a single. Ben Harmison fell in a similar manner for 31, top-edging a sweep off a leg spinner to Harris. The total now on 232 for 7. 1 run later and Adam Riley edged Johnson to Shane Watson to depart without scoring. So it looked as if it would all be over quickly, but before it was, Claydon decided to have some fun at the Australians' expense. He took on Smith with some powerful blows that had some ducking for cover. These just a couple of 5 successive boundaries off this bowler. Those 5 fours were followed up with these 2 sixes, Claydon helping himself to 32 runs in 7 balls from Smith. This was wonderful clean hitting from a man who'd only ever scored 2 first-class 50s in 97 innings prior to this one. This then must rate as one of the best innings, if not the best, of Claydon's career. His 8th 4 to go with those 2 sixes took it to his half-century of just 25 deliveries. Some of his hitting was brutal and of course very entertaining. He was out a couple of balls later for 53 when he sliced another attempted big hit off Ahmed, whose 9 overs went for 74 runs. Chris Rogers completing the dismissal. Matt Hunn can be pleased with his efforts in this match, a first innings fifer now being added to with this 6 off Smith, who ended up with 3 for 54 from 5.4 overs when Ivan Thomas tried something similar but holed out to Sean Marsh. Kent all out for 294. It meant a defeat by 255 runs, but there were some performances in this game that Kent can be very proud of, most notably from Hunn and Bell-Drummond, 2 players with a good future ahead of them for sure. Kent are next in action again on Friday when they have a very big T20 game with Sussex in Hove.